Hear what I said?
Do you secrete a reading dysfunction? Do you have problems putting your words in a colostomy bag? That's why I've cremated this new program called Book on Phonics. I'll teach you how to testiculate my way.
Hello, hello, hello. Can I get a mic check from the good people in the chat? Shout out to BZ, Kiki, and Miss Queen Sunkiss. We are on the chapter of attitudes. We finished off at page 142. Page 142. Y'all know this is our grown folks time, so we do not waste time. We will jump right in. Again, we are going through with the complete read of The Blackman's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. We're going through. There is a playlist on the channel. Follow it from bottom to top, and you will be able to get this book read to you for free in its entirety. Again, we left off at page 142 last week. Let's continue. Thank y'all so much for coming in. And as y'all come in, smash the like button or the dislike button. Share the video or the channel if you feel this will be something that will be helpful. Or if you'd like to keep it for you, that's okay too. What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. We halfway there. Sure. The end of the week means the beginning of a holiday for most people. So enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy your time. Get some time for yourself. And be safe, guys. Be safe. So let's get to it. She gets an attitude when she can't have her way about one of the black man's ideas. She will be in disagreement with the plan and admit she doesn't have anything to replace it with. She would be reminded that it is better to go along with him in unity and be wrong than to fight against him to win and be right. If she chooses him, she should go along with the program he offers her. If she does not want to support his ideas and go along with him, then she should get herself another man whom she will go along with. The only right between the black man and the black woman is for them to be together in unity, peace, and love. Obviously, for the black woman, these goals are far down the list of what she says will make her happy. She thinks she knows about everything in a more sane fashion than he. Her fight against him is based solely on fear. The fear of abandonment, fear of losing her home, fear of looking like a fool to her friends, and the fear of being used. She has been programmed to think the worst of him by books, news reports, movies, television, and newspapers all of her life. She is still not qualified to rule herself, let alone the black man, but she tries to force him by one method or another to accept her ideas about everything from work to lifestyles. She continues to fail, and she constantly has an attitude about anything related to her failure. Her daily state of being, teed off about numerous things, increase the frown lines in her face and make her look haggard. Sometimes, rather than submit to the black man and be what he wants her to be, some black women choose to be alone. They justify their right to live in celibacy and nowadays claim it as a welcome hiatus or a satisfaction to be looked forward to between one of her failed tries. She claims being alone gives her time to get to know herself and get in touch with her real feelings. It is impossible for her to get to know herself without guidance. When she is alone, it only gives her time to congratulate herself on being right about how she is. She wants to keep her fragile ego in check, so she only admits to light criticisms of herself. She is under siege by her erroneous ideas. The advisors in women's magazines and newspaper columns have commenced providing women with creative alternatives to having a man. They give long, detailed lists of activities that do not require a man and that afford special pleasures to the unattached female. Of course, all of these suggestions fall short and are inadequate to compete with the company of a man. Almost any activity is better when accomplished. I'm sorry, my apologies, when accompanied by a black man. The options offered to lone women are distractions presented to help the black woman conclude she doesn't really need a man to be happy. Certainly, a woman will not kneel over and die if she doesn't have a man. But then again, the moment of death is over in a second, while loneliness seems to linger for infinity. Any black woman who wants to have a black man can have one. Obviously, it requires her to adjust her ideas and stipulations. She must adjust her behavior to attract a man and keep him. Being fine, having a grand education, and money are not sufficient credentials to attract, keep, and satisfy a black man. There are countless multitudes of black women who possess these accoutrements who are lonely and untouched by a man. They are the ones so rigid in their requirements and refuse to budge or accept any offer other than what she dreams a man should be. The man of her dreams does not exist anywhere on earth except in her cartoon like imagination. There is no real shortage of black men if the black woman would decide to deal with what she has as opposed to living alone and dreaming of what is not available to her. Still, the black woman persists in pursuing a tragic, wasted life of trying to remake the black man. She wants a gender free society where the women are free to act like men and the men are free to take care of their own needs domestically like a woman. She tantalizes him with her act of smiles and sensitivity and then drops the bomb on him as soon as anything happens that doesn't please her. The bomb is her funky disposition that interferes with her happiness. Not only does the black woman believe that trying to please the black man is a blatant form of masochism, she has sufficiently fooled many black men into believing that there is no longer any such thing as a good woman. She has also inspired him to believe that he may as well stop searching for what does not exist and to accept her low down decorum as the norm. She wants him to give up on being happy the way he perceives it and accept the terms she offers and be satisfied with it. Her greatest threat is that one day the black men will learn the truth of her and bust her in her deception. She becomes weary carrying the burden of keeping the black man deaf and dumb. Day after day, juggling the details of falsehood and truth mixed together and trying to maintain a natural looking facial expression. It is time consuming and tiring, but she thinks it is the only way to relate to the black man in order to get any benefit for herself. She does not view her actions as trickery, but as a necessary game plan to survive. She too has given up on the possibility of finding a good black man, not the kind she is looking high and low for. She has three main tools she uses to control him. Number one, denial. Number two, aggression. And number three, jealousy. She can be counted on to use these three traits to combat the black man when he does something that she feels she absolutely cannot accept. It could be anything. She does not apply the same tactics to every issue that arises. She changes her positions craftily according to whatever she feels emotionally at the time of the infraction. Sometimes just one misplaced word in one of her man's explanations can send her off. She is a real grouch when she is suffering from one of her attitudes. It is a good idea for the black woman to be taught to smile. Smile. Smile when she greets her man in the morning and smile when she meets him at night. A smile is a very helpful and comforting form of the communication of confidence and satisfaction. She must be reminded to keep up the happy spirit in the home and make it a happy place. We're on page 145, guys. Paragraph starts regarding happiness. It has been said by many black men that it is impossible to make a black woman happy. They say that women ain't never satisfied, or no matter what I do, it still ain't enough. It is reported that black men make this complaint because they have tried to do many things to make the black woman happy, satisfied, and content. Unfortunately, they seemingly are destined to fail miserably each time they give it a try. For some odd reason, whenever the black woman gets what she wants and is happy, at least for the moment, she starts to think that something must be wrong. She thinks that if it looks like things are working out, then something must be going on that she doesn't know about. At this stage, she starts to examine her life, check stuff out more closely, and starts to nitpick at her surroundings and the people in it. She will watch and check until she comes up with something that she can express her negative attitude about. She just can't seem to stand too much happiness. It makes her uncomfortable. When the black man sees her in this kind of depression, he exclaims, "Well, what is it now?" Because he is accustomed to her interrupting her own happiness with a new problem she just thought of. The black man should realize that being unhappy is a bad habit to her. She finds it extremely tedious to break out of her old habits that make her life miserable. She has tried many ways to be happy and invariably ends up just as unhappy as she started out. The problem is that she does not know what happiness is or how to express it freely. Happiness is a state of mind that she is afraid to linger in for too long for fear that she will become overcome by something or somebody. Since she is not used to being happy, she does not know how to act when she is. Page 145, we're moving on to chapter 15, her sex. Let's dive right in. The black woman spends a great deal of her days and nights being aware of her sexuality. She throbs nearly involuntarily. as a result of all she has learned from other Black women and girlfriends her age. She is impressed that her sex is a bona fide point of leverage she can wield against a Black man to get her way. She will use her sexuality to snare a Black man and will misrepresent the intensity of her sexual desires to get his attention. She lays sexual traps for him and behaves blatantly like a trollop when she is alone with a Black man she is trying to lure. She is cunning and plots to get him in bed because she believes that once she has sex with a Black man, it will give her certain rights in his life. Since she connects sex with love, when she deceptively persuades the Black man to sleep with her, she thinks that she has convinced him to love her, or at least show a measure of love that she thinks is bonding. Mr. He said, my brother, one half of the Saids, the He Said, She Said over there on YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe to them on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram and Facebook. They are the Harris Tribe Media Group. If you know now, if you didn't know, now you know. Please subscribe. Get them numbers up for them people. They have great transparent conversations on over there. And the beautiful Miss Mary is coming through tonight, this Wednesday night. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. All right, let's get back to it. Since she is such a pseudo-romantic creature, she cannot be trusted in the presence of strange men for a long length of time because she is always open for a line, especially if it's one telling her how beautiful or desirable she is. She believes anything a Black man tells her if he looks good to her physically. She is easily flattered, but will pretend that compliments are not really important to her and have no bearing on whether or not she is attracted to a Black man. Without exception, if a Black man pursues her long enough with compliments, flowers, phone calls, and the like, she will ultimately go to bed with him. She enjoys the special attention and wants to believe that he will compliment and admire her forever. Many Black men she meets or sees walking down the street are envisioned as her lover. For a split second, she imagines having sex with him, considers how he might act in bed, and either lines him up for the follow-up or rejects him as anything other than a friend. She gives off body language that sends unspoken messages translated to mean that the possibility, however remote, of sex is being considered and potential exists. Shout out to my brother, Mr. He Said, with the super chat, $2, $1, $5. I appreciate you, God body. Thank you so much, my bro. The Black woman claims that the Black man is such a dog because in her view, he will always go for the promise of sex from a woman, even if he does not know her very well. She believes he is famous for one-night stands and will sneak off and have an illicit encounter and then return to her as if nothing ever happened. She hates this potential in the Black man and calls him a low-down hound for this kind of behavior. She sees herself as above this kind of animalistic practice. Sex means more to her than that, or so she says. The truth of the matter is that the Black woman practices the exact same type of behavior if given the right opportunity. She will sneak around more cleverly than the Black man, which is why she doesn't get busted as often. She may have no problem trying to have two men at the same time if she thinks her main man is fooling around with another woman behind her back. She will try to pay him back by having another man, even if she doesn't really want to. She just can't allow him to be or to one up on her. Plus, she enjoys the feeling it gives her to see him carrying on his normal life without knowing what she has done or is doing. She tries to compete in this fashion, although it may turn her life into chaos trying to live double because she does not have the capability to love two or more men at the same time. She certainly cannot, be a woman to two men at the same time. So one of the men she is dealing with is purely for fornication purposes. She will go to bed with one man on Friday, another on Saturday, and the following Monday, or maybe even the same night, and still pretend to be outraged and shocked about the black man's deviation with another woman. Her double standard is built on falsehood and an image she thinks she has to preserve about the honorability of womanhood. Part of her falsehood is her belief that black men desire sex more often than she does. So she could never admit to him or herself that her own sex drive is a powerful motivating factor in her life and decisions as well. She brags on her sexual conquests in the same way the black man is rumored to brag about his. She will explain to her friends in great detail about her activities in bed with the black man. She especially likes to tell about the size of his penis, what he says while copulating, his stroke, and whether or not he performed oral sex well. They go into it a minute by minute, blow by blow description about the encounter. If he does have any oddities, she calls him nasty and other horrible names, and she and her friends laugh at him. It is a rare black woman who does not tell about her private sexual life with a black man. So if a black man has a woman with a best friend or several close friends, he can be sure that they know all about his bedroom action, down to the most intimate details. Page 148. However, she only vaguely confesses her own part or tells what she did. Black women do not ask each other what they do in bed. They only discuss what he does. Another highly deceptive activity she takes part in is to have sex with a man and pretend by her sounds or words that it feels better than it does. If she really wants the man, she will continue to mislead him about his wonderful libido and then talk about how he turns her off when he does this or that. She won't explain to the black man what makes her feel good or may not even tell him when it's painful. She thinks it is something she has to endure. She doesn't want to hurt his feelings. She tolerates the pain without flinching, pretends to have an orgasm, reach a climax, for fear if she tells him the truth, she might lose him. However, if he does not satisfy her sexual cravings, she will seek out and receive sexual gratification with another man or woman. Some of them are in marriages or relationships which last several years and never reveal her dissatisfaction about their sex life. She claims that her lacking sex life is unimportant as long as he takes care of the bills, is a father to the children, and remains married or with her. She secretly hopes that one day he will figure it out on his own and do what she wants him to do. This hardly ever happens, and if it does, she becomes suspicious that he learned from another woman, which in most cases he has. Nevertheless, he is charged with ineptitude for not satisfying her sexually. She will also use sex as a weapon against the black man. It is her most useful tool, she thinks. If he angers or displeases her, she will automatically go into sexual shutdown. It is a way to communicate her unhappiness with him. She will try to punish him by denying him sex until he submits to her idea or does what she wants him to do. She will continue this game for days or weeks when she feels it is necessary to make a point or whip him into submission. She is satisfied if the black man literally comes limping back to her, crawling on his hands and knees, begging her to go to bed with him. The black man should beat her at her own game, and when she displeases him, he should deny her sex and see what happens. He will see fireworks like he's never imagined. She is much more vicious when under the pressure of lack of sexual expression and is known to act like a plumb fool if her bottom is not happy. Another truism is that if she continues to deny her man sex for an inordinate length of time, but continues to live with him, sleep in the bed with him every night, dressed in the same room, and slightly tease him and still say no, she may want him to overpower her physically and take it. She wants to be ravished sometimes, even if she claims it's against her wishes. The black man should remember that if he is familiar with her schedule and she's not seeing anyone on the side, she is also punishing herself when she denies him sex. This is not to say that she wants to be viciously raped or raped, but she does want her man to let her know that the pleasures of her vagina are a prized possessions to him. She wants him to be willing to fight for it if necessary. Sometimes she says no for so long that she doesn't know how to get out of it and say yes. So if he takes it, it makes it easier on her and solves her problem of how to get back in good with him. This is a very warped perception, but that's how it is. She does not mind being treated like she is the black man's property at that time. In fact, in fact, sex is about the only time she succumbs to the wishes of the black man and is submission to him. However, this kind of cooperation does not extend beyond the bedroom, and her misty eye surrender is soon forgotten, about 10 to 15 minutes after the act is over. By the time she is dressed, she is back to her old self again. He still ain't right. It also is not always necessary for the black woman to reach a climax when she has sex with a man. What she longs for and enjoys the most is the closeness and direct attention she receives from the black man during the sex act itself. She has him all to herself, and he is connected to her body for the purpose of sheer pleasure, a pleasure she is sure he has never known. She actually believes that her vagina and body is the only aspect of her being that gives her existence any real value. She is at a loss as to why the black man would desire another woman after after she lets him enter her body. She has been brought up to believe and has been impressed by American culture that her vagina is the only real thing she has to offer and negotiate with throughout her entire life. When all else fails, she can offer a man her body, and one of them is bound to accept it, either for free or for pay. If she does it right, she can use it for barter in exchange. Marriage for her is an acknowledgement that she will be with one man and he will be with one woman, her. She's more apt to accept the rules of a marriage contract manufactured and compiled by the American government officials than to just accept the black man's word that he is making a marital commitment to her, to respect, protect, and provide for her. She wants some kind of legal appearing documents that will give her recourse with the courts or police, because she suspects that one day she will probably need their help in dealing with him. Everything she's ever heard about him points to that conclusion. Clarence McClain, No Duck Zone podcast on Instagram. What's good with you, God body? What's happening, man? Peace to you and the wife. Happy holidays to you and the family, my guy. Make sure y'all check out Clarence McClain on Instagram. That's IG, No Duck Zone podcast. While the black man enjoys sex, she does not want to have sex with the black man 25 days a month, leaving 6 days for her menstrual cycle. There is not enough time. She does not have the energy, and it would possibly break her body down. She can keep up with this pace if the sex is a quickie, but if it consists of the in-depth type of lengthy throwdown blacks are known to share in bed, although she wants to, she can't. However, if the black man should do something or say something she does not like, she will deny sex to him for that particular night at least. Depending on her reaction, the grudge could grow and last as long as she sees fit. She will run from him, sleep with the children, stay up until he goes to sleep, pretend she's on her period or sick, or say it's too painful. She uses these as ways to manipulate the black man into not wanting to have sex with her. She also may start an argument to ensure that he will be so angry or disgusted with her that he has no desire for her. She refuses to acknowledge sex as an individual appetite akin to hunger and thirst. She wants to make it some kind of special ritual that she has power over, power to give and power to take away. She will put on a sensational award-winning performance in bed if she is trying to impress a new man that she really wants him or to get him to really want her. She purchases the most scintillating lingerie, lights candles, dims the lights, adorns sweet smelling perfumes. She will cook special dinners, goes nude, flutters her eyelashes, uses her body provocatively, looks seductive, or markets her idea and promotes her sex any way she decides. Sometimes all of this is done before she gets married to the man. Before she gets married to the man. After marriage, the meals, sexy bedclothes, rub downs, and instant sexual response may cease. She tries to make the black man think that she will always and forever cater to him and make him comfortable in and out of bed. But once she gets him, she slows down at first and then stops completely. After this point, she attempts to use her affections as a means to negotiate whatever she wants. If she get what she wants, she will occasionally give him the attention he wants. As times go by, as time goes by, it takes more and more to get her to cooperate sexually. It's almost like blackmail. Most of them want it as much as he does. Others claim it's something they tolerate just to please him. Obviously, that was not the way she started out, or the man wouldn't have never gotten with her to begin with. Ever so often, especially these days, no, no chaser. What's good with you, man? Ever so often, especially these days, when gay liberation is prevalent, the black woman will decide, due to her failed encounters with black men, that she no longer wants to be a woman and instead wants to be a man. She is then classified as a lesbian, and if she goes all the way masculine, a dyke or butch. She may cut her hair short, start dressing in a masculine way, talk hard, take hormones and grow a beard or mustache, and vie with real men for the attention and affection of women. Her idea is based on her belief that she knows how to treat a black woman better than a black man. She thinks she knows where to touch a black woman to make her feel good and how to satisfy her more proficiently than a man. She seeks to intimidate the black man by her presence, representing an unfamiliar foe, and will become violent if provoked. She thinks that her choice is normal and that her desire to be a man and love other women is a genetic fluke of nature and one that she has no control over. She thinks it's physical instead of mental. In no way will she admit that her choice is the result of her absolute frustration with the black man. While claiming to hate men, she tries her best to immolate them in every way available to her. The lesbian black woman has arrived at her final limit and literally blows a fuse in her brain, which blocks out her real gender and replaces it with a masculine role. Of course, just as male homosexuals, she overdoes it and makes herself a spectacle that is not welcome among civilized people. She is rough and tough and ready to battle. Again, this demonstrates her prayer for a protector. She is very protective of her female lover and is very territorial. and is very territorial. Since she is mutually aware of the deceptions in the black woman's behavior, she has less patience than the black man when her woman starts a problem. She is quick to nip it in the bud sometimes by physically attacking her to quench the transgression or insurrection. I just wanted to say this. Y'all all in this space, and if y'all float around YouTube like I do, y'all know recently that stats came out that domestic violence and divorce is higher in lesbian couples than heterosexual couples. Just saying. She is tougher on her woman because she knows, since she is really just a woman herself, the secret agendas of the black woman, and knows exactly what's going on and doesn't go for it. The lesbian black woman is in a double bind because she can wear men's clothes, talk like one, take steroids or hormones to resemble one, and develop other masculine traits. But she can never really get very far from her own memories of her life as a woman. She can only block out so much without losing her mind. Dale Matthews in the building. How you doing, bro? Bro, what's happening? Thanks for coming through. Thank you. Showing love to so-called thugs. Frozen, what's good, man? Whew. This is page 152, y'all. The lesbian black woman is repelled. She's repelled, guys, by the secret, normal-looking black woman who practices lesbianism. They prefer to keep their deviant sexual preferences to themselves and continue to act feminine. The full-blown lesbian black woman is to be pitied. She represents a huge problem that ultimately the black man must confront. She is the most unhappy and frustrated of them all. She is far away from reality and transforms herself to represent what she doesn't understand, which is how to be a black man. She is trying to deal with the human being that she understands, another woman. Like herself, she knows that, try as she may, she does not have a penis and will never have a real one. So her insecurities about her mate does not change. She must be ever watchful that a brave, penis-toting black man does not get close to her woman. Lesbianism has nothing to do with them attaining a higher or better level of sexual satisfaction. And a lesbian black woman can be mastered, just like the rest of them. She needs a special exorcism. Black women with normal sex drives who desire and pursue men are glad that their sexual organ anatomy is designed differently than the black man's, because if she too had a visible penis, the black man would be quite surprised to see how often during the day she had an erection. Consequently, the black woman's clitoris, which is referred to by some scientists as a miniature penis, is not visible on the outside in that way. She has the same reaction to an attractive male or a list of other sexual stimulants as the black man does. And yes, she masturbates as often, if not more often, than he does. Black women do not discuss how or how often they masturbate. Masturbation is something that none of them want to readily admit to. It's too base to discuss, too uncool. Some things can be omitted. When in pursuit of an actual one-on-one sexual encounter with a black man, with a man, what? Hold on. When in pursuit of an actual one-on-one sexual encounter with a man, the black woman is very driven. She will wait for countless hours, stand out in the cold or rain, buy anything she thinks will help her achieve what she wants, and gets real raw in her offering. She goes to great extremes, boldly and outspokenly when it comes to hooking up with the man she wants to get in bed. She will flirt, use innuendo, raunchy language, expose her body, sit with her legs open, stick out her tongue, or do anything else she thinks will get the message across. She is very adept at offering herself up for sex. Woe to the black man who refuses or deflects her sexual invitation. She then has the capacity to become a raging maniac. Her sexual program is very fragile. She will attack the man verbally, possibly publicly, tell other men and women, and charge him with being a sissy. I be who I be. What's happening? While she reserves the right to pick and choose which man she wants to sleep with, she does not agreeably permit the black man to exercise the same right, especially if she has chosen him to be her next victim. She considers a refusal for sex as the ultimate insult that is not without a penalty. Not all black men go for sex thrown his way by women he is not responsible for. The black woman should be encouraged in the idea that her body will not get her everything or anyone she wants. She must be taught that she has other values and that if she does not submit to being the right kind of woman, that she cannot have the sex she wants with a black man. This requires self-control on the part of the man and selection based on qualifications, not looks. She will respect him more if he behaves in such a way as to not function like all of his brains are behind his fly. He is under no obligation to prove his manhood by bedding down with every female who throws herself his way. He is much too precious for that. His choices must be based on much more than a brief thrill. Preach. He must communicate security to the black woman through touch, not always sex. Touch, caressing, stroking, and lots of hugging. To be safely encircled in the arms of a black man is a more effective way to show caring and affection than sex is. Hug your ladies, man. The black woman is sore and her wounds are tender and exposed. She longs for the healing touch of a black man to absorb his strength and as a healing balm, a salve, if you will. The black man's brain, activated by electrical current, is able to transmit the power of his electricity to the black woman to increase her energy and power to function. When the black man and black woman are in love and grooving, they are able through touch to transfer this powerful current back and forth between them on a mental, physical, and emotional level. Ideas, sex, feelings. The black woman's emotional state, if the most difficult to penetrate with, is it got F, it should have been is. The black woman's emotional state is the most difficult to penetrate with electricity or pain. The black man conceivably needs a crowbar type tactic to pry up the veneer of falsehood and insecurity the black woman uses as a shield, a wall to protect her from all the things that terrify her and all the things that cause her intense pain on the inside. But she is not immune to the unyielding determination of a black man who has accepted the task of putting the black woman back on course as his responsibility. The black man is a powerful unit of life by nature. He is forgiving and is only seeking peace. He wants to design his world to eliminate discord and disunity. He wants to design his world with his black woman and black children where there is no decay. He should consider his sexual organs as precious as the black woman consider hers. She will respect that and she will make whatever changes are necessary if she understands that her cooperation will determine whether or not she continues to receive sexual gratification from her man. Page 154. Let's see how long this chapter is, guys. Chapter 16, 154, 164, 10 pages. Let's see if we can get through this, y'all. Chapter 16, the other woman, woman to woman, right? The black man's handling of more than one woman is in a bad state of condition. That's how I say it. It's a bad state of condition. The tenderest part of a black woman's life is the part that involves her relationship with her man. Even though she is not doing what he wants her to do, the fact that she is with him and claims to love him makes her territorial. I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point, sis. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Let's start right there. Chapter 16, The Other Woman's where we at next week, y'all. You see how I listen to my ladies, man. I listen to my wife, I listen to my sisters, right? So that's where we at, y'all. Chapter 1, page 154 next week. 154 next week, chapter 16, The Other Woman. It'll also make my title easier. So shout out to y'all for coming through. I look forward to y'all in the comments. I really enjoy the comments, y'all. If y'all don't mind, if y'all want to put in comments your thoughts, suggestions, ideas, I really love coming back to read the comments, right? Hey, Tim and Miranda, how you doing? I got that book in, so that's on the list. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for getting that out in the mail to me, bro. That's going to be on the list after the next book. So, yeah, I appreciate that. That came in today. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. I enjoy doing it, Frozen. I enjoy doing it, right? It's something I really enjoy doing. So like I said, I'm just trying to be consistent and keep this going for you guys. That's all I got, man. It's Wednesday. I got you, bro. I got you, bro. I look forward to it. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. We almost there. Again, as I mentioned, the holidays are popping up. So use this time wisely. Use this time to connect with your loved ones. Use some of this time for yourself. Take a couple of hours, take a nap, relax, get you a drink or whatever you like to do. Smoke a little something, pound a little something, whatever your thing is. You know what I'm saying? But take a little time out for yourself. And then let's keep it going, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Like I said, we stepping up the content, man. So make sure y'all have your notifications on. I got a lot of stuff coming. Got a lot of more. Trying to go to channel some more. Trying to get some more variety out here, you know, and just trying to make sense. I appreciate you, BZ, my guy. Always holding me down, man. Thanks so much for the super chats. Thanks so much for just rocking with me, man. I understand y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all here with me. I sure do appreciate that, man. I sure do appreciate that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all out here. Great night, man. We gone.